Hello and welcome to another Forza Horizon 4 video. Today we are racing online, but in a lobby where people actually drive really fairly and won't ram each other off the road, which is amazing. It's always great fun. That's because we are racing with the Fail Race community, and they always give the best racing. Um, the regulations we went with is B-class cars with street tires. That actually made for quite an interesting restriction because you're kind of low on power in the end. And what I've gone for is a Camaro that I made all-wheel drive. As you see, it takes off quite well. I think all-wheel drive cars usually work quite well in Forza Horizon 4, and especially the muscle cars. They somehow turn into pretty fast cars if you do that. Now we're going to be a little bit cheeky and stay on the inside Wilkeston Ghost mode. There you go, now we have the inside for this corner. So we're instantly to the front because of the good acceleration, of course, and we actually make it past the first few cars immediately. We make it to the front immediately. That is exactly what this car is sort of designed to do. I made it, I've added 2 parts weight reduction. You can see the horde of cars that is still after me though. Yeah, and I'm bad at this track. I get better at this track throughout the race, but I always forget to take that corner that we just went through that leads onto this long straight-ish part. I always take that horribly, and I could be saving a lot of time there. We're really closely racing the Crown Vic at the moment, but we're still ahead, thankfully. Yeah, so this car has 2 stages of weight reduction and the widest tires and all-wheel drive. So despite actually being quite low on power, B-class lobby with only street tire, with cars that only have street tires, then this actually becomes one of the best off-road vehicles available, and we're doing quite some off-road here. So this car actually really worked well, I think. However, the Crown Vic is not far. This is what I mean. This is the corner that it takes so terribly. I could be cutting into that corner way earlier, and I've lost a whole bunch of time. We're gonna have to try to make that up again. And fun thing is, we are racing also against this one, and it is incredibly fast. It has so much power, and I'm surprised that he's able to control it as well as he does, because it's a bit of a handful. My car has some understeer issues, as you could see, like, especially up that hill in that corner, for some reason it's so terribly hard not to understeer. Yeah, here again you have to be quite careful with the throttle. That's because of the all-wheel drive, of course. As soon as you make a car that's meant to be rear-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, it tends to become a little more understeery. But so far so good. I think the car ahead is just a little bit better suited to this track, but he makes a huge mistake. And I also didn't take that corner really well, so we both made a small mistake. And actually this, yeah, I gave some space to the car that went faster because he's on our team. We're red team, and why not let your teammate go, right? But it did put me on a bit of a weird line, so I have some more time that I need to make up now. I hit the lamppost, that cost me some time, but I don't think that's the worst thing you could do. It's still a pretty heavy car, even though I put some weight reduction in it. But you can see here, like yeah, especially that car that has a lot of power and is just out of control, is easy to overtake on the dirt. Especially if you have a wheel drive and the widest tires available. But can we catch up to Crown Victoria? That is the goal here. We're actually getting a little bit of a push there. I think in an online lobby, if someone had this much power, they would really just blast past. This is actually the time I took the corner best. Because there was someone on my outside. But yeah, my teammate here was being careful not to knock me off. This is much appreciated. Being pretty careful. And yeah, I mean, as expected, he's really fast in this straight and really takes over quite convincingly. And I'm happy to let him try and beat the Crown Victoria, because that one is not on our team. However, he hit some street poles here, and I think, yeah, I think we're just, neither of us is gonna catch. That's quite clear. So I might as well really go and fight him now. I think we can let that Crown Victoria go and just fight the power machine that's behind us. Because if we stay far enough ahead and then take this corner, this is now quite vital that we take this one well. And yeah, it could have been better, but I actually do carry some speed here, and they did not necessarily. And this is, I mean, this is the last lap, but this is the thing. I'm now defending a little bit, going a little wide, and not quite so well. What happens? We can just stay ahead. If that had been any longer that straight, we would have been done for. That was a really cool race. I really enjoyed that one. But we ended up in second. I mean, our team still won by quite a margin, so that works well. That was a really fun race. So these adventures that we do with the Felrace community are usually 5 races long, so you end up doing 5 races with the same cars, with the same restrictions. And the car that I had made actually worked really rather well. You can see that it was often me and I'm not going to try to pronounce that name. Yeah, but me and the power car that ended up fighting a lot, and every now and then the Crown Victoria would join in the fun and actually beat us a few times. But yeah, it was often between us, and then the whole lap I would be ahead on the handling part, and then every straight the power machine would just fly by. It was actually really, really fun racing that game a bit. So it was a very good time. And in this race, for example, the two of us had gotten quite far ahead of the rest, and we were fighting our own battle. In this particular case, in this race, every time after making that corner, I looked back to see him having gotten closer. It was quite a scary sight. And he easily overtook me on this straight, but then he decided to go for style points. I mean, it is gorgeous, it's beautiful. I congratulate him on his courage and his decision making here. But it did allow me to pass again. Yeah, this is the end of that race. Once again, I round the corner, this time for the last time, and I see him behind me. I use my horn, and he just comes closer and closer. It's quite a scary sight, but not quite. Same end basically as the last race. He could really put down the power on the straight and then get closer and closer, but not quite taking over. And I almost feel bad for winning that race afterwards, but yeah, just want to show you that too. But yeah, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you join me next time.